Welcome to Meditation Mount in Ojai, Southern California, and to this full moon meditation in the solar sign of Aries, with the moon in Libra. We're delighted that you are with us from different parts of the world. And let's begin by creating a community together, by linking subjectively. And we do this by taking a deep, gentle breath, closing our eyes, and entering the stillness of the heart. We become aware of the beating of our own heart as it pumps the lifeblood around our universe of self. We are aware of being alive and being present. And with our inner ear, we listen to the many heartbeats of all those gathered today in virtual space on this call. And as we breathe gently together, we synchronize our heartbeats, so the many become the one, until we know and feel the single beat of our group heart. And from the community that we are creating now, we also connect with other communities of servers around the world who are gathered to meditate, to receive, to anchor and radiate the energies of a new cycle, the energies of Aries. So we visualize ourselves as this vast network of light, a vast matrix representing our common humanity. And into this matrix, this group heart, we invite the presence of a greater love to enter, to fill us, and to inspire us. And so let's bring ourselves back to this moment and be present for each other and the work ahead. Thank you. So today is the first of 3 major festivals. And as we mentioned, this particular full moon is in the solar sign of Aries. It's called the Festival of Resurrection. It's also called the Festival of Easter. And several people have asked, how do you determine the date for Easter? Because Easter is next Sunday. And so here's how the Christian Church for centuries has established the date of Easter. It's the first Sunday after the first full moon following the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere. It's that simple. The first Sunday after the first full moon following the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere. So it's very much in keeping with the cycles. So this is the first of the three festivals. Next month, the second festival will be held in the earth sign of Taurus, and we know this as the Wesak festival. And this is when the blessings of light from the cosmos are brought to earth by the Buddha. And then the third festival, which is the festival of goodwill, occurs in the air sign of Gemini. And these three festivals launch the beginning of a new zodiacal year. So let's focus on the energies and opportunities available today in Aries. It is a fire sign, and it's called the birthplace of divine ideas and marks the beginning of this new cycle through the 12 signs and the beginning of a creative process at a macro level. And here, as we said in the northern hemisphere, we associate Aries with spring, with Easter, because it transmits the energy of resurrection and rebirth. Resurrection of the spirit in humanity in all forms and in all realms is the objective of the entire evolutionary process. And this involves liberation from materialism and selfishness. So this is a time of new beginnings, rebirth. And I would simply ask each of us, what signs of rebirth and resurrection are you sensing inside yourself at this time? They may be just faint, but just listen deeply to what's calling. And then what are some of the signs that are showing up in nature where you live, particularly in the northern hemisphere as spring is with us? And I can say that here at Meditation Mount, there are two signs of spring that make spring very evident. There's the rich fragrance of jasmine growing outside my window, together with the scent of orange blossom carried on a warm breeze from the citrus groves in the valley below. And these are the stirrings of new life, and they bring great joy and gratitude to all of us. I love the coming of the orange blossom. It's as though the flowers, when they open up, their highest expression is fragrance. And so the fragrance of the soul for humans is when we emit love, when we emit joy, when we emit light. So let's focus a little bit more on the theme of resurrection. And the Tibetan master D.K. explains that there is no idea more cultivated subjectively by humanity than that of resurrection. When life seems difficult and circumstances carry in them no grounds for happiness, and when nothing calls to one of such a nature that one goes forth happily to the day's enterprises, and when the nights of sleep are haunted nights, the thought of rising up and out of all of these circumstances, of leaving all behind and of entering into a new life carries with it strength and hope. So you get a sense of the rising of the sap, the rising of the blood, the rising of new life. And the Tibetan goes on to say, there have been many deaths within the aeonial life cycle of humanity, and in fact, this process of constant death, followed by constant resurrection, is the evolutionary keynote and evolutionary technique of all nature, symbolically portrayed in the annual progress of the 4 seasons, in the cycles of day and night, and in the wonder of the emergence of beauty and color, or useful function out of a seed which has struggled because of its inherent life into the light of the sun. So this is a very welcome time. And these new seeds are carried in Aries with fire. It's always fire that sets alight the new season of growth. So let's remind ourselves that this fire sign of Aries embodies what we might call the will to create that eventually finds expression in the will to good. So it's the beginning, it's the initiation of new things. And there was a beautiful phrase that says, before creation, silence, and the stillness of a focused point. Before creation, silence, and the stillness of a focused point. So this fiery nature is reflected in the keynote of Aries, which says, I come forth, and from the plane of mind I rule. So what does that really mean? One way of explaining it is to say, I come forth. When the soul fully incarnates and occupies our earthly vehicle, it controls the mind so that the higher self governs daily life. And when this occurs, these fiery seeds of heaven can be sown and grown on earth, and we act as wise stewards and gardeners of Gaia. So that's one way of seeing the promise and the work in the sign of Aries. So holding the promise of these new beginnings alive in our group heart today, let's take a deep, gentle breath, and we'll hand over to Diana, who will guide us through the full moon meditation experience.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. And everybody here, as part of this meditation for the first of the 3 festivals in Aries, that fire sign. And just on the side, astrologically speaking, the sun, the solar sun, is conjunct with, together with, Venus, the planet of love. I'd love to bring that into the tone and timbre of this meditation today, because it activates this time a little differently than it normally would when it would be just by itself, the sun in Aries, the full moon in Libra. To have Venus there with it, it conditions that solar energy with the frequency of love. So you can almost feel it emanating through the cosmos, from the heart of the cosmos to the heart of each other, to the heart of ourselves, to the heart of the soul. You can feel that download from heart to heart to heart. So here we are in this powerful time at the beginning. And the important thing for the meditation to think of today is that the Aries first impact of the 3 festivals is semi-abstract in the sense that you don't want to catch it too hard or to focus it, even if you in the meditation get concepts, feelings, ideas. You almost want to keep the field really broad. So in that sense, you can gather more. The more we attach to any one thing, it limits a little bit how much can be known. So as best as possible, leave the field broad when we're in the silent part of the meditation so that you can hold more. And what holds it is the heart center. Even though the point of focus is in the head center, there is a the engine of the heart center that is conditioning everything. So feel your own heart center with the sun in solar Aries, with Venus conjunct exactly to that love energy streaming through this meditation when we start to move into it. Know that while we're meditating, that there are millions of other meditators around the world, all around the world, little lighthouses of consciousness everywhere. And that we are by heart connecting to all of them through our own heart. That group chalice we are creating in our meditation unites and connects all to the greater heart and to that higher wisdom. So let's begin by just taking a breath and organizing ourselves to the breath, with the breath, to each other in the group field at first. So gently take a deep breath. And as you exhale, feel the connection by heart to all. And then on the next breath, organize your body to this heart flow, that the physical body is receptive and open to the conditioning energies of love and the divine plan. Take a breath, inhale, balancing the physical body as you exhale. Good. Gently become aware of the heart center. And with the breath, inhale. And as you exhale, balancing the emotional body, organizing ourselves to light, raising our vibration, coming up. Each time we go deeper and higher and deeper and higher. And inhaling gently to balance the mental field. And as you exhale, Om. So today, just gently knowing, sensing the heart center, especially on this particular full moon sun in Aries, Venus conjunct. The heart of your own heart, connecting to the mother of the world. Feeling a connection to Gaia, to Earth, and to the heart of the Earth, and to the heart of your own heart chakra. And then into the heart of the head center. You take your seat here. Om. And you begin to become still. More and more stillness. Like Michael said, that idea of the stillness, of a focused point before creation. Aries is ignition, blast off, the stillness that precedes. And so you connect to that point of focused stillness in the heart of the head center. And gently being aware of the heart of the soul, with the heart of the cosmos, all the way to the heart of Sirius, through all those stations, masters, teachers. Along the way, you can sense this through line of pure light, of pure heart light that we are connected to, that you are connected to. And in some moments, we will go into the meditation deep, into the silence for 10 minutes, where we collect that abstract download of pure consciousness into receptive consciousness that is us, that is you. We receive this light. We receive this light. It's already beginning. Can you feel it? Through the crown chakra. So I'll use for our seed thought this phrase. By my heart, I connect to the divine plan. And I begin to know. By my heart, I connect to the divine plan. And I begin to know. And we could also say, by our hearts, we connect to the divine plan. And we begin to know. And on the scent of orange blossoms and jasmine, move into the silence now. Let the light of this meditation imbue you light to light, so that this consciousness that is delivered as light becomes part of the very particles of your body, of your mind, and of your awareness. You can feel that radiance as the self receives this light without resistance, but in full reception. I receive this light. So that the whole self begins to vibrate with that knowing. And that consciousness that is being delivered into our minds and hearts. As that transmutative process continues, light to light, sensing the scent of higher vibrational awareness. As you align with the divine plan. And allowing all of this to be held in the container of your heart center through these days until the Wesak festival, where it begins to come to form. We'll use the great invocation to harmonize this meditation into your body knowing. If you know it, you can say it with me. This is the adapted version. You can just listen along with your vibrational ears. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Grounded in light. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Let's stay for a while in the rarefied fire of Aries and the rarefied love flowing from Venus into the heart of our humanity. We drink it in. We are filled with the fire of love. And we'll complete our time together with an act of blessing. We've received some very deep and very profound gifts. And now we safeguard them, we hold them, and we offer them to the world. And so from our group mind, which is held within the embrace of a compassionate heart, we will be sending out these light-filled seeds containing the promise of a more just and joyful world, and we'll sprinkle them into the consciousness of our common humanity. And we'll do this, as we normally do, in 3 waves. So each time the Tibetan singing bowl is sounded, we visualize and we energetically project, called telepathic radiation. We send out these light-filled seeds that they may take root within the heart and mind of all beings. So let us send out this first wave of blessing. And we broadcast another heart full of seeds. And as we send out a third wave, we joyfully assume the responsibility of being carriers of these seeds of light. Just be aware of this circulation. We're part of this great chain of blessing. We receive blessings from those that hold us in love. We allow these blessings to enrich us, and then we in turn bless others and all things. So we will be meeting again for the full moon meditation on Monday, April the 26th. This time we'll be starting a little later at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the reason being is the exact time of the full moon is at 8:31 p.m. And it's one of those rare occasions when we can gather together at the exact time of a major festival. And this is the festival of Wesak, when the Buddha blesses the earth. This is the water ceremony, where each of us bring a crystal bowl or a glass or something to hold the water. And we'll send out notices about this, but just be aware that the seeds that we're sowing now, as Diana said, in the earth sign of Taurus are anchored, and then they germinate and are quickened in the air sign of Gemini. So thank you for your presence and your participation today in this full moon meditation. And from Meditation Mount, deep gratitude. Thank you so much. Blessings.